The Awesome Epic Podcast.
Give me that microphone. Hello guys and welcome to the Awesome Epic Podcast. You see people, because our last podcast was so insanely popular, oh my fucking god! We decided to make another one. We have received some awesome epic comments from you guys, and we will read them out loud for the entire world to see. I mean hear.
Indeed. But first of all, we'd like to talk about something dramatic. Some days ago, not sure if any of you guys have noticed it, but 10 or so, at least 10 of our videos got blocked on our channel. And why don't you tell us about that, Edwin? What happened really?
Well, to put it in a nutshell like this, some of you actually noticed, you wrote us in the comments, but as most of these videos are quite old, you probably didn't notice a thing. The most popular World of Tanks YouTuber in the world, we think, we're not sure, the channel...
is a Russian called Jove, G-O-V-E.
Yes, and some time ago we got an email from one of you subscribers, I think it was a Russian subscriber actually, which does make a lot of sense in this topic, who basically said, hey, this guy made a video and he has stolen content from you guys. And we were like, oh really, we'll see about that. And from that point we didn't even pay attention to that this channel was like the biggest World of Tanks YouTube channel in the world. All we saw that this channel had stolen content from us. We were like, well, we have encountered this problem before, and we sent a copyright claim. By the way, this is our video and this is his video. Can you tell the difference? Yeah, me neither. So, after a couple of days, we received an email from Google that said, your copyright claim has been confirmed. And we were like, hooray! We actually took down another video from some Russian bastard who thought he could steal content. But what followed was stunning.
So the copyright claim was successful, their video got blocked, and we were like, yay! But a short while after that, a lot of emails where it stated that 10 of our videos had been blocked on our channel. And we received a email from the channel as well, the Jove channel, and they told us this following. You sent copyright claim to this channel, and they sent a link to their channel, and the copyright was on this video, and then they linked the video that we had sent a claim on. And then they told us, please unblock our video. We have blocked 10 of your videos. If you do not unblock our video, we will take down all your channel. We will block entire of your channel. Because we have exclusive rights from Wargaming.
So, to sum this up a little bit, we send something like 10 or 15 emails back and forth to each other. So these guys claim that they own all the content in the world that is owned by Wargaming. So everything that is World of Tanks, World of Warplanes or World of Warships related, they have all the rights to it. So they even claim that they can steal content and reuse content however they want, whenever they want, without any consequences. And obviously that can't be true, because there are copyright laws and stuff. But the weird thing is this channel has somehow the right to block and remove channels that create content in their genre. So we create World of Tanks, so we were in big trouble for this. So what they did, because we blocked one of their videos, by the way, they upload something like 2 or 3 videos per day. This is like the biggest channel in the world. They blocked, he claimed that he blocked 10 videos, but in real life I think it was 12. And what all these 12 videos had in common, that they were all our top 12 viewed videos. So they thought, well, if we block these videos, we're gonna hurt these guys financially, which is exactly what they did.
And we were like, okay, this can't be real, so we sent a message to, we sent several messages to different platforms, to Wargaming.
And YouTube.
So different messages to Wargaming via YouTube and their homepage. worldoftanks.eu via their customer service thingy. And the only thing we received was like auto-generated messages that didn't lead us anywhere. So we were like, completely helpless in this case. So we have no other way out than just reclaiming the copyright. So we sent a mail to YouTube Copyright and withdrew our copyright claim on that video. And so, surprisingly, they actually unblocked our videos again. We didn't think they actually would do that.
But they did, and they also promised to never steal our content again.
So guys, have you ever encountered this problem yourselves or know anyone that had encountered the same problem? Please tell us, and what did you do to counter it, or what do you think we should have done, or any tips or tricks to prevent this in the future?
And now we're gonna do what this podcast was originally made in order to do. We're gonna answer your comments. So, we are gonna open up the previous podcast video and we're gonna start scrolling through some comments. So, let's see here. Epic Tankers is saying, "Hello, awesome epic guys. Me and some friends are trying to make World of Tanks montages. What advice would you give?" Well, I would probably advise you to not steal any content from One and Only. Well, to be completely honest, if you actually want to be successful in making another World of Tanks montage, you need to be aware of the competition in the world. We are a somewhat smaller channel, and we think we're actually doing pretty well at the moment. But I mean, compared to some of the big ones, we are absolutely nobodies.
Yeah.
For the love of God, don't look at a video on YouTube and say, "Oh, I want to do this." I mean, there are so many comments on our videos which people who claim that we copy One and Only and so many other YouTubers, but I mean, we're not. I mean, the truth is we're not trying to copy anything or anyone. Obviously, we get inspiration from so many other YouTubers in the world, and that is fine. But you should never look at a video and think, "I'm gonna do the same." That's never gonna work, because first, that is somewhat copying. And second, if there is another YouTuber in the world that's doing the same thing, why should anyone bother watching your video if there's already a big channel out there?
Yeah.
Done! Alright, next question. So, Max Mammon is wondering, "Hello, awesome epic guys. I have a question. In the future, do you think that you will make videos on other video games?"
That would be fun.
Yes, that would actually be hilarious, but the problem is that we don't think anyone is gonna watch. But we have decided that we will soon in the future, we don't know when, but within at least a couple of weeks, we suppose, we will make one gameplay video from a completely different game that I can only assume 90% of our player base have never even witnessed in their lifetime, because it's a true legend.
And we will see how that works out. If
it works out well, we're probably gonna do more of them.
Yeah, and try out different games and such, like a kind of maybe like a side series, like a Let's Play series.
Good! Next!
Here's a comment from The Red X Show. What do you guys think about surströmming?
We have never tasted surströmming. Next! Niklas Lindberg is saying, "Awesome epic guys, what is your opinion on Finland, your overlords? Do you agree that Finland is better than Sweden in ice hockey?"
We think Finland sucks. Okay, to be completely honest, I don't think any of us, we don't watch ice hockey.
Well, I used to work at an ice hockey arena, to be completely fair, where Sweden and Finland once had a clash of the titans, and Sweden actually won.
Goddamn, so that's Edwin's only perspective on this question. So Sweden is obviously better than Finland in ice hockey.
Because they won once.
Yeah, indeed.
Next question.
From Salingum, or Salingum. I have no clue.
Salingum!
Can you make a reaction video about the new graphics trailer?
Well, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, next!
Little Night Hunter says, make a reaction to One and Only 16 videos.
A short episode of
cred că te ies, não te junta para Andrew. Ja, sei lite också med det. Kan ni se till mig måste på en dugg den där pizza matten. Shooting stars break them all.
That was very entertaining.
From Ruby
Null.
NL, not sure. Could you make like a video about the Swedish crew voices in World of Tanks?
That is actually a somewhat interesting question. Yes, we would actually like to do that. But would you please give us feedback on how we would do that? How would we accomplish that in a video? But yes, we would like to do that.
Sounds like a good plan. Next, from George584. Do you have a standard day that you stream on Twitch? No, but we the latest period of time we have streamed at least one Sunday every month or so. So have a look out on Sundays.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this previous stream. Currently we don't have a schedule, and I don't think we can have a schedule because we are studying and working full time at the moment. So basically the only days that we in theory could live stream would be on Saturdays and Sundays. But before until we actually get like a real schedule, I would suggest that you just follow us on Twitch and all our social media, and you shouldn't be able to miss it. All right.
Yeah.
Next, from Furkan. Will you miss the one-shots from artists which are possible with the current RD mechanics? I hate dynamic gameplay.
I will not miss the one-shots. However, I'm not sure if I'm liking the new RD mechanics, actually, because from what I've seen, I'm not experiencing it by myself, but the new RD mechanics are somewhat annoying. You there's like no way of avoiding artillery shells now.
I mean, they don't even need to hit near you. They can just hit you in the same sector, and they're gonna stun your tank. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna be less frustrating in a way that they're not just gonna one-shot kill you from across the map, but now they're gonna be like Bert the Avenger in every game. They're gonna keep hitting you and annoy you throughout the entire game, and I honestly don't even know which one is the worst yet.
Yeah.
But I'm at least very positive that Wargaming is actually trying to do something about it, because artillery, oh god, it's like probably the worst thing about World of Tanks. If I could change one thing in this game, that would be artillery, and I'm happy to see that Wargaming at least are trying to do something about it, because they don't want to remove it completely, and they wouldn't. There is just too much work thrown in the dumpster for that. All right, next. Three decades. Oh my god, where do you guys come up with all these names? Can't you just be named like
Stefan.
Bertil? Okay, I enjoyed this video a lot, and I have a question. What was your first tier 10 tank, and which one is the tank you hate the most? Well, I think we're gonna have to answer this question at least twice, because there's two of us. But I think I can go first, Edwin20. My first tier 10 tank was the Mouse. And then you could probably gonna say, oh my god, worst tier 10. Well, that was like the only tier 10 tank when I started playing, to be fair. I think the Mouse and the IS-7 and the T-30 were the three tier 10 tanks in the game. This was long before tier 10 mediums and tier 10 tank destroyers. And T-30 was a tier 10 American heavy tank back in the day. So yeah, and Swatch, which one was yours?
My first tier 10 tank was the Jag Panzer E100. And it's still one of my favorite tanks in the game.
I mean, it has lots of armor and a big gun. What else do you need?
It's pretty bad though, but you know, I like bad tanks.
It's probably one of the worst tier 10 tanks in the game, to be fair. I mean, so many people claim that it's overpowered, but they have never played it. It's horrific.
You know, if you get shot by the Jag Panzer like once in a while, you're like, oh my god, 1000 damage, alpha damage, overpowered, but no, it doesn't happen a lot actually, because it's really hard to make the gun work on the Jag Panzer.
The problem is with the Jag Panzer that you can't use your armor, just drive around a corner and hit somebody, because they're just gonna track you in reverse. So the only well, it's not the only way, but the most reliable way to actually get shots off in a Jag Panzer is to let the enemy drive in front of your gun without knowing. And how often does that happen in a tank that is as big as a freaking house?
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem. It's a great tank for holding corners, but no one is ever gonna drive around that corners. I mean, your average game is like just you sitting on a corner, waiting for somebody to walk by, which they don't. Exciting gameplay.
Thunderous gameplay.
Mm.
And what tank do we hate the most?
I think we need to part this question in two. Which tank do we hate the most, driving or playing against, or just overall hate? I'm not sure how to.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard question to specify one tank that we hate, because, you know, I hate playing some tanks, and I hate playing against some tanks.
So, Swatch, would you like to tell us which tank you have hated the most to play?
I think it would be the tier 3 British medium tank, the medium 3, because it was actually a pretty long time ago that I played it, but I remember that every second of that tank was just pure pain. It's a huge target. It's like playing the freaking mouse without no armor whatsoever and with a really shitty gun.
And it's slow.
Yeah, I don't even remember that tank having any good
characteristics at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it had. We're not gonna bother to look it up, but I can remember you playing that tank, and it didn't have anything to go for it. It was just absolute garbage.
Yeah. I think I lasted a couple of games before I free experienced to the Matilda.
Yep. Okay, and for me, the tank that I hate the most to play as in this entire game, and there are many tanks in this game, the Tier 7 Russian tank destroyer Su-100M1. This tank is garbage. I mean, it has. I mean, you could say, well, you know, it's pretty fast and it's pretty accurate, fast fight. Well, none of it matters because you can't point the gun anywhere. You can't point it up. You have no gun depression. You can't point it to the right. You can't point it to the left. Once you actually start firing, nothing matters because the gun has terrible penetration. So I have noticed the only place in this entire game where this tank can actually perform reasonably well is when it's top tier, firing at low tier, stationary target from the side. And that's pretty much it.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay, and Swatch, which is our most hated tank to play against in this game? And I think we both agreed on this one.
Yeah, the tier 5 premium French artillery piece of cancer. Pure fucking cancer.
And was you
parasite.
I mean, what makes it even worse is that people are always platooning up in these things, and they have insane rate of fire, and I mean, and just the pure damage per minute that these tanks can put out. And that's not the worst part. This artillery piece has good armor. So once you actually find this thing and think, oh, I'm gonna kill you now, it's a freaking B1 with a 105mm gun. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, I have seen games where this thing has been the last guy standing versus 3 or 4 tanks and won because he just shotguns everything that comes in front of it. Oh god. Oh god, next question. Pollux is wondering, why is your name in World of Tanks Edwin E20? Is it because you were 20 years old and the is instead for so it could be Edwin 20? So the question is,
which basically would translate to Edwin is 20.
Well, no. The Edwin E20 name was created many years ago when the Windows Live Messenger was a new thing. So me, along with my dad and our ultra-fast Windows XP computer from Dell, we were hosting a Windows Live account, which I still do own to this day. And we wanted to come up with a nickname for me, and I said, my name is Edwin, so I'm gonna type Edwin and see if that is free. Well, obviously it wasn't. So then the Windows Live Messenger suggested Edwin E20. No idea why, but I thought it sounded good, so I just went along with it. And E20 is also a highway that goes through Sweden. And then a couple of years later, my little brother was born, and he was named E18 because that is also a different highway in Sweden, which is kind of cool. So that is the backstory of my username.
Avanxias. I don't know. I'm not sure. Why does Swatch always has a good profile picture at the right side of the screen?
Because the ugly one is to the left.
Well, usually it's when we stream, and when we're streaming, there's not support for multiple webcams from different sources. It has to be from the same computer. And I'm not playing on the same computer as Edwin, logically.
Really?
So I get a little image instead.
And
Basically.
the logical choice for the large webcam is in the left down corner for World of Tanks because of how the minimap and the interface works. So the only corner that was left for Swatch little tiny image would be the bottom right corner. So that explains it. Alright, thank you very much for tuning in to this awesome epic podcast. Stay tuned next episode where we will interview PewDiePie. We're not going to interview PewDiePie, by the way.
Don't forget to leave any comments or questions below that we might bring up in the next episode we make.
Oh,
Thanks.
give it up, microphone, bitch.